What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Talk Punch. Thanks so much for joining us. Whether you're watching us here on YouTube or listening to the audio version at talktalkpunch.com or wherever you get your podcasts, please consider subscribing. Make sure you come back here every Wednesday at noon to see what we're talking about. Kind of like this week's topic, we are talking the top 10 favorite moms from movies and TV. I am Brody Hanson.
Catchy title, bro. Just rolls off the tongue.
I am Brody Hanson, joined as always by Charlie Hickman. Yes, I know last week we said top 10 movie moms. And then as the week went by and we were both building the list, we said, let's expand it to TV. Because this list is hard to do. I had a hard time with this list. Boy, howdy. Let me tell you, it was difficult. How'd you feel about this list, Charlie?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to extend a happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Absolutely.
Obviously, this is going to debut after Mother's Day. I hope you had a very special one. Did you have a nice Mother's Day? Did you do something special for your wife?
We did. We went on a hike with the kids.
Oh, very nice.
And then they watched a movie, and I made dinner and made dessert. It was very nice. How about you?
Yeah, we had a nice, relaxing day. Amy had said that for Mother's Day, she just wanted to sleep in and relax, and so we made sure that happened. Nice. I did make her breakfast in bed. I also tracked down her favorite book that she had. So I got her first edition, and I got every English teacher she'd ever had in her life to autograph it and write a little passage of inspiration on it. They sent that out. That was a nice gift, followed by a string quartet in her bedroom once she was awake. And then we nice lunch I made from scratch, a very elaborate meal without any assistance, and really spent the day just pampering her, buying her gifts, diamonds, jewels. Just What a wonderful day. What a wonderful Mother's Day.
There you go.
That's how we do it out here. But yeah, she got to sleep in, so that was good.
Yep, it was good. It was good. So I hope you all had a good Mother's Day. This was supposed to come out last week, but as we said last week, HBO changed the Mortal Kombat schedule. So,
And maybe you're watching this and you forgot to get your mom something for Mother's Day. This is the gift. Sit down with your mom and you watch this list together.
Absolutely.
Together. That's the gift.
And then, as I said in the intro, we do have the audio podcast now. I know Charlie and I do tend to talk for a while.
Hey!
Sometimes people don't want to sit on YouTube that whole time. So now you can download it in audio form from wherever you get your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. There's a bunch out there. Just wherever you get your podcasts, you can probably find us at Talk Talk Punch, and you can get this. So that's great.
Let's dive in.
But right now, we're talking moms.
How about the moms?
Movies and TV moms. Now, Charlie, how did you build this list? Did you have a criteria you were looking for? How did you do this?
I'm glad you asked to make my life easier, because this is a tough list to say, okay, over the course of your life, who are your favorite moms that have ever been in any TV show or movie? That's a huge amount of material to choose from.
Yes.
So my 10 through 6 are moms from movies or TV shows that are in the 1990s or earlier. And then my 5 to 1 are moms that have been in television shows or movies from the 2000s and on to the present. And so I kind of sectioned it into two life stages for me. So some of the moms I grew up watching, and then some of the moms that I have now enjoyed spending some time with as an adult.
That's very structured. I was not that structured.
Thank you.
I just thought of, really, for me, 9 out of the 10 are like kick butt moms, right? Like they're moms that just kick butt. And when you cheer for them, when they come out and they do something awesome, and you're like, yeah, that's an awesome mom. That's my list.
I will say that so before these podcasts together, Brody and I send our lists to Amy so she can organize them and put the photos into the slideshow. Her response to my list was weird, but okay. So,
all right, we
really
have
that to look forward to.
Do you think we'll have any crossovers?
I do. I think we'll have at least one or two. That's my guess.
Okay.
And I don't know if she meant that my list was weird or that the photos I chose to represent my list were weird or both, but we'll find out later. But either way, weird.
She usually comments on the photos. She's always like, Charlie picks really weird pictures. Normally we have posters up, and she says, Charlie picks the really weird posters.
So, I never pick posters. Get out of here with this posters nonsense. Yeah, you gotta pick the essence of it and then represent. All right, let's go, Brody. What's number 10? Let's do this.
Let's get right into it. All righty. So number 10, I believe I go first as usual. That's just because how the slideshow is set up. It's not favoritism at all. My number 10. This is always exciting because I always get to remember my list. I remember my top 10 though, or my number 10. Nope, that's not the right one. That was the wrong button to press. Oh, there she is. Malory Archer.
Now, she will be making an appearance on my list. Do you want to wait and talk about her later?
Yeah, let's talk about her later then. All right.
Crossover.
So,
well, that was easy.
She's great though.
All right.
She's great. Super
she is
funny.
Great.
She's the one that's less kick butt. She's just She's just funny.
Okay, you need to watch more Archer because I think you're behind because she kicks butt.
She does kick butt, but she's also really funny. She was more on the funny side.
She is very funny.
All right. Charlie, you're number 10 then.
My number 10 is can you guess it from that picture?
It's from Golden Girls.
So this is me and the girls hanging out here.
Oh, that's a great one.
So Sophia, it was hysterical. Look, this is one of those shows that I watched as a kid, and most of the humor went right past me.
Absolutely.
And then watching it as an adult and going back, it was like, oh my. But Sophia was always just so fantastic, and of course the incomparable Betty White. Great cast all around.
Yeah.
But she always brought a smile on my face and always cracked me up. This is one we watched as a family a lot as a kid, and by the way, one of the best theme songs of all time. So, and thank you for being a friend, Brody.
Oh, hey.
Sophia is my number 10, and she's awesome.
Okay. All right. I as a kid, because I also watched this as a kid. Weird that so many people watched this show as a kid. I don't understand why. But I was always
on its surface, it seems like a good family show. But
yeah. I was always confused how she was a mom of one of the old ladies. And I was like, how can an old lady have a mom that's even older? Because they were all old, and then one of them had a mom that was still alive. And now I'm like, oh, well, she's in her 60s or something. She's got a mom who's 90. It's not that bad. Yeah. But it was very confusing as a kid. I couldn't wrap my head around it. An old person.
I think she's actually younger than some of the other actresses as well. If memory serves, I think she might have been younger than B. Arthur as well. Man. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, it was a funny show, and she was this. She stole her and Betty White were like the scene stealers.
That's funny.
Golden Girls.
All right.
Thank you for being
number 9. This is mine. What's my number 9? I don't know. Oh, yes, I do.
No one knows.
It's Maeve. So Maeve from Westworld. So she's a kick butt mom, right? I don't want to spoil too much of Westworld, but she's a robot.
It's kind of hard to talk about.
she's a robot.
Well,
spoilers.
Spoil away then, bro.
This is full of spoilers. If you're watching this, yeah. Hopefully this will get you interested in the show so that you'll go watch it, because it's a great show. It's one of the few shows that I actually really like. But she's great. She's a robot who's programmed to do the same thing over and over again. And then she starts to like unlock memories, and she starts to have these memories where she was originally programmed in a different life, where she had a kid, and she views that kid as her kid. And so a lot of her motivations as she starts rebelling and she starts doing really bad things to all these people is because she's trying to get to her kid. And so she is one of these kick butt moms who's just like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to my kid. And she's great. She's, as you watch the show, I found myself like, boy, I don't like her, but then she starts talking about her kid and you're like, oh, but I feel bad for her. So yeah, I guess I'm going to root for her because she just wants to get to her to her robot kid, right?
Right.
So there you go. Maeve is my number 9 from Westworld. It's a good show. Go watch it.
It's a good show, and she's a great character.
All right, Charlie.
All right, my number 9, and I'm guessing you've never even heard of this. This movie is Postcards from the Edge.
I got nothing.
No, okay,
Nothing.
All right. The only way I thought you might have heard of this is just because it's based on Carrie Fisher wrote the screenplay based on a book that Carrie Fisher wrote, kind of
Really?
semi-autobiographical, and then it stars Meryl Streep, who is amazing, and Shirley MacLaine, who is amazing, and it's funny and kind of not funny and very dramatic, and she's kind of, look, Shirley MacLaine does this role very, very well and reminds me a lot of like a Malory Archer type. So I think that it's a very enjoyable film to watch. There's there's stuff dealing with addiction and abuse, substance abuse, and things like that. Which when I first saw it, having a few family members that were struggling with abuse, substance abuse, I don't know, it was interesting to me as a kid to watch this tale and then to revisit it as an adult and have a very different experience with it. But she was just amazing. This playing Doris Mann. She was really, really funny and really just a tour de force, as they might say. So if you've never seen Postcards from the Edge, yes.
Oh, okay.
So if you've never seen this movie, which I know Brody has, and also starts a young Dennis Quaid, a young Gene Hackman, Richard Dreyfuss, Rob Reiner. Can I interest you in some of these? Annette Bening. Sure. Can I interest you in some of these actors? CCH Pounder. Come on. All right. I'm just saying. It's a pretty star-studded cast. Yeah. Carrie Fisher writing it. Come on. You guys heard of Carrie Fisher?
There you go.
Princess Leia. Yeah. So anyway, this is a good one. Watch it. She definitely fits more into the category of amusing character and fun movie and interesting movie than like really high quality mothering, but takes all kinds.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Sounds good.
Postcards from the Edge.
Never even heard of it, but I learned something new.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
all right.
Yeah. All right. Onward. All right. What's your number 8,
Brody? Number 8. I don't know. What's my number 8, Charlie? Oh, all right. Do you know who that is, Charlie?
Is that Angela Lansbury's cousin? Like nope. It looks slightly like her or Jane Lynch. Maybe like Jane Lynch and Angela Lansbury have a relative together, and that's her.
That's Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon's wife, Shane and Stephanie's mom. Okay, so with this. Okay, so she's not a part of WWE anymore. She's not a character or anything like that. But when she was back in the Attitude Era, when Shane and Stephanie were being brats, right? They're running amok, doing all this stuff, and then out of the blue, Linda McMahon's music would hit, and she would come down. It's one of those moments where you're just like, "Oh my gosh, they're in so much trouble," and you just know that Linda's coming down and these guys are in trouble. Like more of a feeling of that than any wrestler could come down, right? And so she'd come down and man, she would kick people in the balls. She would slap people. Man, she was awesome. Awesome. An awesome character. I think she was great. Just hearing her music, watching her come down, you knew someone was gonna get it. So I had to put her on my list. So there you go. Linda McMahon is my number 8. She had great moments. Great moments.
I have no comment.
You were watching wrestling back
then. All right, so I don't remember at all. Angela Lansbury and Jane Lynch. That's all I've got. That's my comment.
Oh, Linda, she's great. Okay, your number 8, Charlie.
All right, my number 8 is another movie that I'm guessing you probably have not heard of, and it is The Joy Luck Club.
Nope, never
based
watched
on
it.
the book The Joy Luck Club.
Never watched
this
it.
This tells the story of. I don't know if I guess should I point this way? I don't know where the screen goes. Anyway. Am I pointing at it? All right. Well, And one of these directions is a picture of four couples, four mother-daughter groupings. And it really tells the story of these four girls and their mothers. And it is, look, this is an early 90s, so I think 93, I want to say.
Okay.
It had Andrew McCarthy in it. And I was a St. Elmo's Fire, Waking at Bernie's. I saw just about anything that Andrew McCarthy did. So I saw this movie when I was probably a little too young to appreciate the depths of it and all that it entailed, because it is like a really, I think a really important movie, really good movie. It's a lot of critical acclaim. The movie doesn't need me to tell you how great it is. You can look up the awards that it's won, or I think last year it was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry and the Library of Congress. It was really important. It was one of the first movies in my lifetime that just was about four Asian families, and that was the story. And they were the centerpieces. There was even controversy. The studio didn't want to put out posters with their faces on it. It was a lot of blurred images and things like this, because they didn't know if people would be responsive to seeing a movie centered around Asian culture and Asian families. And so, but they did, and it was good, and it was heartbreaking and funny. There's a scene in it where the mom has this desire for her daughter to be a prodigy in something. And she's got her doing this piano recital, and she's narrating over the top of her playing. And she's it was I was channeling Mozart as I was playing, and it sounded great. And her mom's just beaming, and her whole family's there. And then it just starts to fall apart, and the playing just starts to get really bad. And it just it spoke to me as someone who had been through that experience in piano recitals, and then to watch that again now as a piano teacher. And just I've had so many kids have these moments. Anyway, just little things like that. I just think it's a really great story, and really, really good movie to watch with a mom or without a mom, and just enjoy it, because it's a hell of a movie. So if you haven't seen it, and I'm guessing most of you have not, just by our demographics, check it out. Because age demographics, to be fair.
Sure.
You youngins, see a movie from the early 90s, The Joy-Luck Club.
All right. Well, there's our number 8s. Very similar.
By the way, I couldn't pick one. They're all great. I couldn't single out one mom out of the four. That's why I just picked the movie. Because it spends equal time on all four of their stories. They're all very interesting in their own right. And I just didn't want to single out one mom out of the four. It just didn't feel right. I cheated on a couple of these. This is one of them. There'll be another cheat coming later.
Man. All right. Number 8. There we go. All right. Number 7. What's my number 7? I always try to guess, and I can't even remember.
Probably another wrestler's mom.
Oh, no. Scarlet Witch from WandaVision. This is a fresh one, right? So she just got kids, and she's kicking butt. She's doing a lot, all this stuff for her family. She's doing all this stuff for her kids, especially the last episode where she's really channeling all this dark magic, trying to save her kids. I thought it was really neat. It was a real evolution of the character from the previous movies that we've seen her in. She really stepped into the mom role where that, previously wasn't even a thing, as we saw her in Ultron and Civil War and the Infinity War Endgame stuff. And so this was really cool to see. It was neat to see this next step of this character. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the stuff where she's beating down Agatha, who's just trying to get the kids, and she really became that mom, even though the kids were just kind of these fragments of her imagination and, messing with reality and stuff like that, and now we're going to see her kind of delve deeper into this dark magic, just to get her kids, how far is she going to go to try to get these kids back now, so right. I'm really interested to see where this next step of this character goes and how far she goes into the dark magic, as she's in this mother role now. So
right.
Well, yeah. So there's my number 7, right. Scarlet Witch.
Nice.
All right,
It's
you're number
topical.
7. Do you remember your number 7, Charlie?
Mine, yeah, I do. Oh, I do. My number 7 is Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show.
Okay.
Look, this is a larger and more serious conversation that we could have about how do you view things in the framework of like future information as we find out that Bill Cosby was a horrible human being and did unspeakable and unthinkable things, but also in his television show there were amazing strong characters like Claire Huxtable who were not just amazing mothers, but amazing. Like she was a lawyer and just had a career and she kind of did it all. And she was, it was like a show I grew up on and a show that I really loved with a lot of affection. It's also a show that I haven't revisited for reasons, and just so it's an interesting conversation, and we're not here to have that conversation. What we are here to do is to celebrate this character because it was important for a lot of reasons. It was important for representation, not just in terms for African American families, but for women like who still in 2021, I still think there's some stigmas attached to working moms and this idea of what it means to be a mother and things like that. Anyway, I can't believe we're still having some of these conversations even today, but she was awesome. And she was quick-witted, and they just wrote her character really well. Mm-hmm. And I just think she was a fantastic, well-rounded character, which in some of these sitcoms you don't get as much. Sometimes they just write women so poorly sometimes. And
the moms in particular were really just side characters.
Yeah. The dad gets to do all this fun, zany stuff, and the mom's there like nagging or being a wet blanket at times to kind of pull everything back to earth. And they just don't like round the characters very well. And I thought that in this show, they actually did do a good job of doing that, so someone to be a little bit more of a role model or thing that people could look up to and say, oh, that's great. Now, how realistic it is for her to be able to spend as much time as she did with her family while being a high-powered lawyer, we could debate that. It's not the first show to do it, and not maybe it didn't do it the best of all shows, but I was one of my favorite growing up, and so she easily makes my list.
Well, there you go. There's our number 7s. Moving right along. Number 6. Catelyn Stark.
Oh, man.
What do you mean, oh, man? She's a great mom.
We need to do a Game of Thrones episode. We gotta have a full Game of Thrones
episode. I think Catelyn was a great mom. She was one of the kick butt moms, man. That's what I was looking for. All she really wanted was her family to just kind of hang out at Winterfell, and then they all got thrown all over the place. And she got involved with war, and she got involved with politics, and she's traveling all over Westeros. She was helping out Robb, advising Robb, really. And it wasn't until Robb started making stupid decisions that she got killed. Spoilers if you haven't watched the show. That's,
You gotta say, you're supposed to say spoilers first before you spoil
10 years
whatever
old,
you're about to
people.
say.
But so yeah, she was great, and just helping out the little kids, and she was a really strong mom that really did a lot of stuff like for her family, and she gave up a lot, and she really I don't know, she stuck out to me as I was looking through lists online of like, top movie and TV moms, just to try to get ideas. There were some people that like mentioned Daenerys, and I was like, I don't know about that. But I was like, well, but
she's the mother of dragons,
She was the mother of dragons. But Catelyn was the mother of the Starks, man. There's a whole bunch of kids, and yeah, most everybody
That's
died. Fair. But I thought that Catelyn was really cool, and even her character went even further in the books, and so that was kind of a whole new thing. But while she was around in the show, I really liked her. I was rooting for her. It was a bummer when she died. But yeah, so there's my number 6, Catelyn Stark.
All right, I'm gonna save any comments on her or anything Game of Thrones related for a future Game of Thrones episode, and I will express my opinions then. But as for now, upwards to number 6, which
Charlie's
I'm guessing will be. This will, and I think this is going to be a crossover.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I'm
yes,
guessing
it
you
is.
have her higher.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a crossover.
All right, we'll do it later.
Number 5. Oh, that's a nice background, though, Charlie. You'll have to bring that one back up.
Yeah. Oh, I'll bring it back, bro.
All right, my number 5. All right, so I wanted to put Aunt May as a mother figure, right? She's not a mother. She's a mother figure, though. Shoot. I couldn't decide between Spider-Verse Aunt May and MCU Aunt May, and so I was looking for a picture, and then there was a picture that had them split, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to cheat a little bit because doggone it, this is our channel, and we can do that, and I'm going to put them both on. It's Aunt May is my number 5. Not my problem. There's multiple actresses, so
not my problem.
So
or Sally Field.
So there, Sally Field and the Sam Raimi stuff I didn't put on. These ones stuck out to me more. Honestly, I don't remember anything Sally Field did in the Amazing Spider-Man verse. I don't remember like a conversation or anything. So, but these two,
she loved him. She loved Peter.
She did love him, and that's great.
Anyway.
But these Aunt Mays also loved their Peter Parkers. Spider-Verse Aunt May is great. Having the scenes where she's interacting with the Spider-Man from the alternate universe. And just that she's an Aunt May who knows what's going on. She knows what's up. Yeah. She's not surprised that there's an alternate universe Peter Parker showing up. She knows the lair, underneath the house. She knows when bad guys just start ripping up her house, like she's taking care of it. She was awesome. She was kick butt, as I was looking for. So I really wanted to put her on. I really enjoy the Marissa Tomei Aunt May though too. I really like her and Tom Holland Spider-Man. I think thinking about this, I really enjoy the dynamic of Aunt May knowing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man way more than the Spider-Man trying to hide it from Aunt May, like it was in the Tobey Maguire ones. It's like, oh, Aunt May is just always in peril. Don't let Aunt May know that I'm Spider-Man because she might get worried and she might, I think having Aunt May know and having Aunt May be in on the secret and all that stuff is way better. And so I've really enjoyed the Marissa Tomei Aunt May and just the dynamic that she brings to the Tom Holland stuff where, she's bringing Spider-Man in on the homeless shelter stuff or, wherever she was volunteering her time and, giving him high five, giving him advice, the spider tingle thing, was funny, and so I've enjoyed that. I'm excited to see, her continue to be in this universe and continue to be involved and help Peter kind of grow and just be Spider-Man. So those two combined are my Aunt May number 5 selection.
All right. I approve. All right.
Okay. Good.
So my number 5 is Lois from the TV show Malcolm in the Middle. Now they don't get a last name ever in the show, so they just have first name. Also featured in WandaVision as part of the credits. Did you ever watch the show, bro?
Nope.
This is streaming.
Never seen an episode.
Oh, it's cute. And Lois is a wrangler of many wild boys. She is both fierce and crazy and funny and sweet. She is she's very, very over the top in some of the ways that they write her, and kind of almost making her seem like she's a little bit nutballs, but in a funny way. And she pulls it off so well as an actress. She's very lovable. Even at her worst moments, she's just so lovable. And of course, the boys are all just absolutely insane. You've ever watched one episode? This is a well-acted show. It's a well-written show. It's a very, as far as sitcoms go, it's one of my favorites from from this era, like the 2000s.
Okay.
It's but she's awesome, and she basically at the end of the day, she's a mom who would do anything for her family, anything, and whether that's going back to work or whether that's kicking some other kid's face in or doing whatever she needs to do to keep the family together. She does it, and she does it all with style. So she's my number 5.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've never seen an episode. Does she do that a lot?
Watch an ep.
Is that like her thing?
She does it. That's her catchphrase. Yeah, no. She's done it once or twice. But and I will say, as far as the list crossover goes, there's an episode where B. Arthur, by the way, born in 1922, may she rest in peace, as well as Betty White, born in 1922, may she never die. Estelle Getty, who played Sophia, was born in 1923. So she was 1 year younger than both.
Betty White was born in 1922. She's 99 years old.
And she is required by law to continue to live forever because collectively we can't handle it.
We need to get her in the MCU.
Right? Yeah. I mean, she could be anything. Let me see Betty White. But anyway, B. Arthur is in an episode of one of the best episodes of Malcolm in the Middle. It was a really fun one with her and Dewey, and it is the dance to an ABBA song. It's great. It's great.
How long did that show go for?
My list tie-in. I think 7 seasons, 7 or 8 seasons.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was popular. Huh. I think the kids got older, and so these kind of family sitcoms have like a lifespan.
Sure.
Because there's the kids grow, and
this was like late 90s, wasn't it?
I think it was like 2000 to like 2000. I think it debuted in 2000. I want to say. I'll look it up real quick. But.
Because that's when we were living together, and we never watched this. So you must have watched this like later in life.
Yeah, I own several of these seasons on DVD. So that's the era this was in. So there was a lot of shows back then that I just didn't bother watching on television because it just didn't fit into my lifestyle, and there was no DVR. So I would just wait and buy DVDs to watch, so I could binge because I wanted to binge. I didn't want to watch an episode
Typical
here
Charlie.
or there, miss a few weeks.
Yeah.
I like to binge, Brody.
I know you do.
Yeah. So that was 2007 seasons. So
interesting. All right.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Moving along, we've got number 4. The 4 right there looks like a Fantastic Four with the blue and the white.
Are you excited about some of the new Fantastic Four rumors that are coming up?
I'm so excited. Oh, gosh.
Every time I hear anything, I think of you.
Man, I get so excited. Oh, man. Please, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Please. Okay. My number 4, Ellen Ripley. Come on now. She's awesome. Yes, she's not the mother of Newt. Not biologically, but she takes her in.
A running theme on your list is moms who don't actually have any children. But that's okay. Mother figures still count. And there are plenty of women in my life who are like mothers to me, and I celebrate them on this day just as much. So it absolutely counts. I'm just teasing. I'm giving you a hard time about your list.
Just like Ellen Ripley. Hey, and you know what? You know what I think of? Ellen was one of the first people I thought of. When we originally thought of this list, and I was like, I could do 10, no problem. I thought of about 4 off the top of my head, right? And the other 6 took a lot of stretching. But Ellen was one of like the top ones that was immediately like, dude, she's on my list. And it comes down to, at the end of Aliens, just her protecting Newt, and she's great, right? I've been saying the quote all day in my head. What's the quote, Charlie? And now that we're recording,
I came here to kill aliens and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of aliens.
No, Charlie.
That wasn't it. Oh. I am Ellen Ripley, and believe it or not, this is my daughter Newt.
Stop it, Charlie. I don't know.
My hair is curly, but not as curly as Carnage in Venom.
You're the worst.
Weaver.
You're the worst, Charlie. But she's great. So she finds Newt like on the planet that they're going for. Get away from her, you be. That's what it is. I know it was something similar, but I didn't want to butcher it, so I wanted to confirm.
Why did she call it?
To the queen.
The letter B?
To the queen.
Or like an insect.
We're
like a queen bee.
Charlie,
the singer.
We're a family-friendly show. We're a family-friendly show. I can't say it.
I don't understand.
So yeah. So when she gets into the construction mech thing and says, "Get away from her, you beep." It's awesome. It's awesome. And then she goes on to just beat down the queen. Right, like in the awesome yellow mech suit with the pincher claw things. God, so good. I need to watch that movie again. But Ellen is awesome. I'm so sad that we didn't get kind of the continuation of Newt so that we could continue to see that relationship. I really would have liked to have seen that relationship progress. And I don't know what happened with Newt, contract stuff, whatever, time passed and they were just like, she died in the pod. Like, I wish we could have gotten, that because it would have been great. I think because the other ones after Aliens, they kind of went downhill for me. But I would have loved to have seen that relationship continue to grow. So just like in that picture, look at her, man. What an awesome mom figure she is. So there you go. My number 4.
There you go.
Ellen Ripley from Aliens.
Ellen Ripley from Aliens. All right. My number 4 is Miss Jules Kiki Cobb from the TV show Cougar Town. And I mentioned Cougar Town before on a different episode talking about favorite sitcoms. So I will speak very briefly about this. And this is a show I've come to appreciate just based on my live stage more. It's a Bill Lawrence show. It's very funny. Watch Ted Lasso. But the relationship between Jules and Travis is the absolute heartbeat of the show. In this picture, he is graduating. We get to see him through high school and into college and into adult life. And it is this life stage that is like, I feel like is like nipping at my heels as my 10-year-old son is about to turn 11 this year. And it's like this hop, skip, and a jump, bro. And you think about the transitions that come in parenting. And right now, my kids have no choice. They see me every day. They're forced to. They have no say in it. But in just a blink of an eye, bro, they're going to be looking at their cell phones and deciding, do I accept the call or do I reject the call? Do I go visit my dad or do I just, next week, dad, next week? And this show is one that like gives me hope on that transition. You're always your kid's parent, but at some point in time, you hope that relationship also kind of turns into a friendship of choice as well. Like on top of the parenting, that there is a form of relationship. I love that. My wife's family lives in Oregon, but they talk on the phone like every day. They do these house party video calls and things. I think that's awesome. That she chooses to want to invest time into a relationship with her family, even though they're all grown. So I think it's cool. Anyway, so this is a show why I watch and get simultaneously joyful and sad about because I don't want my babies to grow up and leave me. Don't leave me, babies. But she's a tiger, but she's very fierce. Too much at times. Too much.
My kids can grow up and leave. That's okay.
They can come stay with Uncle Charlie. Come on out to California.
I can't wait to travel. You know how hard it is to travel with 4 kids. It's impossible.
You don't want your teenage kids coming with you. Like you don't want like 20-year-old kids like just piling along with you out and about.
We'll see. Maybe if they pay their way.
All right. So you might have a different reaction to a show like this then. Just
I'd be like, I'm so jealous.
Get him out of there. 18, You're out of the house. Get on out.
That's what I'm planning. Go to college.
All right,
kid.
on to number 3. You heartless old man.
Go to college. All right. Number 3. Okay, I know my top 3, right? That one. Which one's that one? No, that one. That one. Who's my number 3? I don't know.
No one can. No one knows.
Oh, of course, Mrs. Incredible. Is this not on your list?
It is not. It is not.
Oh, that's surprising. I figured it would be. I thought this would be one of our crossovers.
Nah.
Oh, Mrs. Incredible's great, right? Superheroine, doing all the stuff, right? Like even.
Are you saying there are a few other mothers on par with her?
Oh, I see what you did there. That's good. Did you just come up with that?
I did.
Oh, well, I'm impressed.
Well, thank you.
So Mrs. Incredible, right? She's a great mom, and then she starts to have to balance the superhero stuff. You know, the first one especially, like just protecting her kids, like while they're in the jet, you know, finding out that the kids are there. You know, as they're on the island and she's fighting and she's doing all the stuff. And then we get into the second one where she's trying to be a mom and trying to do this like solo superheroing stuff. She's a great mom. She's good. You make faces like
she cheats, bro. She has superpowers. She's cheating.
And you make faces like that. And then I second guess myself. Like, is she actually a great mom? Did I make a bad choice?
No. She was on my list when we were just doing movies. And I only have 3 movies on my list. I've already done them all. And I had a list of movie moms. And then when you said, "Hey, can we add TV?" I was like, "Yes, please." And I knew you were gonna have her on your list. So I let it ride. And I wanted to draw some attention to things that we don't talk about as much. So,
so she's
good.
She's great.
Well, we'll allow it, bro.
She's a great mom. You know, just.
I'm gonna start psych every now. Now I know that I can psych you out with my facial expressions. I'm gonna start doing this every time you're talking.
Don't do it. It freaks me out. Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do that. I won't be able to handle it. I'll start getting all like self-conscious and start rambling.
All right. I won't do it.
I'll be like, and yeah, that's my number 4. Charlie doesn't agree, but that's okay. No, Miss Incredible is great. She's great, and really like
she's incredible.
And she's like she feels like a normal mom, right? A normal mom, like especially in the beginning, when she's just like the kids are fighting, and the kids are arguing. Lord knows, man, parents, we go through that all the time. I'm just dealing with some of that stuff today, and it's tough. It's tough. So she does a great job, while also being a superhero. Yeah, she's my number 3.
There we go.
All right, you're number 3, Charlie. So you're all TV shows from here.
Oh. All TV shows from here on out.
I thought about putting this, and I knew you were going to put it on your list, so I didn't put it on mine.
This is the rare, I mean, like, and very rare show where like I have gotten to like enjoy all of the various life stages along with it. And maybe if it stays on the air long enough, I will age into Grandpa Simpson territory and be able to. So I mean, this debuted in '89, and I was like, right, crazy. You know, I was around Lisa Bart age, and I remember staying up late watching it on the Tracy Ullman show before it had its own half-hour episodes, and then all the way through through high school. It's just one of my favorite shows, even into college. And now I get to show my kids this show and watch it with them. Look, Marge is one of those characters that is she's the absolute glue of the show. And there are so many great Marge episodes where the writers just really wrote her well and gave her really interesting stories. And then there are plenty of episodes in this, in the run of The Simpsons where they do not give her interesting things to do and they do not write her well. And in a way, isn't that what life is? Sure. It's a series of like, sometimes interesting, sometimes uninteresting things. Sometimes we love our parents and our family, and sometimes, like Brody, wants to ship all his kids away to boarding school. Get them out to Hogwarts. I can't deal with them anymore. And that's maybe the Simpsons writers were giving us a gift with some of their uneven episodes in the later seasons, to reflect on our own families and their own imperfections. But in all seriousness, like Marge is just such an icon. She's strong and she's funny and she's smart and she holds this family absolutely together. She loves her children unconditionally, which Bart pushes the buttons on that constantly. And so she is definitely one of my favorite TV moms. And spoiler alert, not the last animated mom on my list. But I guess you already knew that.
I did. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get some grief for having her as my number 10.
The animated, like, to be fair, the animated shows, because nobody ages, they can keep telling these stories a lot longer than like the live action family sitcoms can. So you get to like have 30 years of this little family and tell the stories here. So it's kind of fun. Like, there's a lot of really interesting, I think, animated family shows. I shouldn't say family shows, sitcom style shows, where they can kind of keep just telling stories about this age group and lifestyle. So it's kind of fun to get to live it as a kid and then get to live it as a parent. So, but Marge is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Maggie has been a baby for 32 years now.
Hey. So. Yeah, and she almost murdered Mr. Burns. I mean, she's lived a full life as a baby.
For sure. Yeah, Marge was almost on my list, and I was like, I know Charlie's gonna put her on his list, so I opted not to. All right, number 2. Okay, so here we go. Crossover time.
Oh,
let's talk
crossover time
about Sarah Connor. Holy smokes, what a mom, right? She's crazy. She's not all there, but she loves her kid.
Would you be, Brody? After Terminator 1, would you be all there?
This
I
lady's
wouldn't.
lived a life, but she loves her son.
She has lived a life.
But she loves her son, right? Like trying to save her son to save the world, and just doing like whatever it takes to protect her son, to she's got like the world on her shoulders, really, like
literally.
She's like, I'm the only one who knows that this stuff is real. I'm the only one that knows the date, that how everything's going to happen, and it all rests on me protecting my son. So she goes through all of T2, because T2, I don't really count the other ones. Like when I talk about this, I talk about T2, because that's where she's really, she wasn't even in T3. I think they killed her off for T3.
She wasn't in T3, but she's back, isn't she? She was in one of the most recent ones.
And then they like rebooted it, and they were like, actually, there's a new T3. But I haven't even seen that one. So when I talk about all this, when I talk about Sarah Connor, I talk about T2. And so her, like, she's got like in her mind, like she's got to kill Miles Davis, right? And like, there's no talking her out of it. And she goes with a sniper rifle to this dude's house and just starts taking him out because she's like, I have to save my son who's going to save the world. So she's awesome. Awesome mom. Charlie, she was lower on your list. What was she, number 5, 6?
No, she was number 6. And to be fair, I remember I segmented my list in groups of 5. And so this movie came out in 93. So she was the last of my 90s/80s.
So she's your number 1 of 80s, 90s.
Correct. And yeah, she this was a big deal. I remember being a kid and they're showing the scene where she's doing chin-ups in like the psychiatric ward, and she's got triceps, and she's got arms.
She's buff, dude.
And it was like a picture. It was like a big deal, which is weird to think about now, that we would think that a strong woman in appearance like is a big deal, but it was then. Like it was like a huge oh my gosh, she's strong and she's still feminine. Like, oh, what a concept. And it was like mind blowing. And then for her, Linda Hamilton is a good actress, a really good actress, and she pulled off this. I mean, she's owned this role, just owned it
for sure.
And it's just like the movies like T1 and T2. Yeah, the other Terminators. We don't need to talk. We're not here to talk about those.
No,
we're not here to talk about those.
No,
but T1 and T2, that's some good stuff. And I know, look, we've talked in the past about Edward Furlong's bangs, so we don't need to go into a great deal about it. But one more time, those bangs, right? Come on. What a mom to let him grow those bangs. I mean, right?
That was the foster family.
She was great in these.
It was the foster family. Blame the sponsor family.
I know. But she had a hand in it. Genetically speaking. No, but she was awesome. She was very, she kicked a lot of butt. She shot a lot of people. She fought a lot of Terminators.
She went toe to toe with Arnold. I mean,
she did
for like 91, man. That was like prime Arnold right there. You know,
Yeah.
and she was
Yeah.
throughout this movie kicking butt.
Oh yeah, she was. She was. All right, good on you, bro. Good choice.
There we go. There is my number 2, and Charlie's number 6, Sarah Connor. All right, Charlie, your number 2.
My number 2 is Linda Belcher from Bob's Burger.
I don't know who that is. I've never seen that show.
Oh, it's a great show, bro. You and your family would love it.
Never seen it.
Oh, you should watch it. You should watch it.
Doesn't the same guy that voiced Archer voice the guy?
Yes.
Okay.
And look, it's and they even have Archer. In Archer, there's a Bob's Burger episode.
Really?
Did you? How many seasons of Archer have you even seen?
Okay, so I got.
Did you make it to season 4 or no?
Oh, which one's season 4? I got to the one where it was the 80s one, Archer Vice.
Okay, yeah, you got to get past that because in season 4 there's a Bob's Burgers crossover where Archer like loses his memory and he's just like, you know, the season opens up and he's grilling at Bob's Burgers and restaurant and he's like flipping burgers and it's like this family but they're animated in the style of the Archer animation. It's very funny. But look, the voice work on this is like hey, look, John Benjamin is a national treasure. He is fantastic. Whether he's doing, back in the home movies days. You ever watch Home Movies? That was a good show.
Nope.
It's a fun animated show. Archer, the show, whatever he does is great. It's always a little jarring when I see him like as a real guy in things, and then I hear his voice, and I'm like, oh, whoa. But I like him. But this show, look, this is a great family show. Bob and Linda have one of the most like balanced and I would say like real marriages in a lot of these animated sitcoms, like whether it's The Simpsons or Family Guy or things that follow that kind of like archetype where there's like a kind of a fat, dumb, slobby husband who's just kind of like fumbling through life. And then like this, svelte, intelligent woman who's just kind of like there and really shouldn't be with this guy at all. Like no one would really blame anyone for not wanting to be married to Homer Simpson. Like get out of there, do yourself a favor. Go marry Ned Flanders and raise the kids. But like this, they're both like very wonderful people, and the kids are a lot of fun. It's just a really, really fun show. But she is awesome. She like sings all the time. I'm like I tease Amy's a little bit like Bob, and I'm probably a little bit more like Linda.
Okay. In
our marriage, and so she's a little. She'll get grumpy about things, and I'm walking around singing everything in songs, and she's just a really fun mom and a really fun character, and she loves her family, she loves her kids. If you've never seen the show, watch it.
Never have.
And it's good, and give it time to breathe. Like every show, it just gets better and better as it goes. I think it's still going now. It's been going a long time, and it's just getting better. It's on season 11 right now, I think. And they are not even 11. Remotely like,
jeez.
Yeah, season 11, and they're not remotely out of stories to tell. It's a very and every time I watch it, I want to eat a hamburger. So it just sounds so good.
I do
just
want
to go to Bob's Burgers. Brody, you got to watch it. You'll love Linda. Man. And Tina is an icon. Tina, it looks just like my wife Amy. Same. So I bought her a Tina keychain. You got to get just watch it. Some people get put off by the voice acting,
okay.
And don't give it a chance. All the voice actors are very talented, but the voices may not be what you expect.
Okay.
It's like Dan Mintz does the voice of Tina Belcher, so it's kind of like a lower voice by a man. So it's funny, and she's such a good character, and it's a great show. Kristen Shaw, Eugene Merman, funny cast, very good.
Interesting. Yeah, I've
John Roberts does Linda Belcher. He's awesome.
Just not one of those things
worth a watch
that I've seen.
Well, you heard it here. Watch it with your mom. Every year they have a Thanksgiving episode. So every year around Thanksgiving, and I say every year, like the last 2 years, we watch a Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episode. And they have Christmas episodes too. A lot of good. They have Mother's Day anniversary ones. A lot of good themed ones, Brody. So sit down with the wife, with the fam. Well, maybe not with the fam. Watch it first before you show your kids.
Okay. Where is it streaming?
Watch it on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu, Charlie.
Like, you can't be in this podcast anymore and not have Hulu. Like, the time is over, bro. Get Hulu. Everything's on Hulu. You can't avoid it anymore.
I've already got Netflix.
You gotta do it.
I got Disney. I got HBO. I got Discovery.
You don't pay for
Peacock.
any of that. Well, cancel Discovery and Peacock and then get Hulu. And you don't even pay for HBO, Netflix, or you're on other people. You just log in on other people's information.
Just HBO. I've been paying for Netflix for a long doggone time, and I pay for Disney, and I pay for Peacock.
Someone drop your Hulu login.
I pay for Peacock because it comes with a WWE network now.
Get rid of that. Get rid of Peacock. Why do you have Discovery? Get rid of Discovery. Get out of there.
That I actually get through my mother-in-law because she got it through her phone plan.
There it is.
I like Discovery Plus, though. I like Discovery Plus.
Well, you can. Okay, we're not gonna get Hulu. Someone drop your Hulu login information below in the comments so Brody can check out your Hulu subscription and be a part of the family.
You know what?
Part of the Hulu family.
You know what? At the end of my 3 years for Disney Plus, because I signed up for 3 years and prepaid.
3 years. Oh, stop it, Brody. Stop it.
I've got like.
You got 2 years left.
Yes. At the end of my 3 years, and I am forced to upgrade, I will upgrade to the triple pack. I don't need ESPN unless they do WWE stuff, but I don't think they do now that they're on Peacock.
You know what you get? You know what you get for not having Hulu and for being so sassy about it? This is what you get.
Oh, it's so gross.
This is what you get.
It's so gross.
This is what you get.
I don't like it. I don't like it, Charlie. What's
Do you know how much hair
Godzilla?
would be in a sink? You know how much hair would be in a sink, Brody, from King Kong?
Oh, don't talk. No.
The clumps of hair that you'd be pulling out of a sink.
Charlie, please
From this shower scene.
I'm serious, Charlie. Please don't. Please don't. I'm going to start gagging.
For those of you who don't know, Brody has a very strong gag reflex. Just thinking about hair in a drain makes him throw up.
I can't
in his
stop
mouth.
it, Charlie. Don't do that to me. Please. It's too much. It's too much, Charlie. It's hard.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
hard to
all
swallow.
done.
It's hard to swallow. I can't.
All right, I won't do that anymore, bro. I'm so sorry. All right.
You can't surprise me with stuff like that, Charlie. I'm not prepared. So gross.
All right, you choked it down. Let's go on to number one. You ready for your number one?
Good now. We're moving past. I'm on number one. Okay, my number one. My number one was my number one as soon as we started talking about what this list was going to be. Do you have any predictions on what my number one is, Charlie?
Is it a movie or a TV show?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Is it from the 80s?
No, it's not.
Is it from the 90s?
No, it's not.
Is it from the 2000s?
It is.
Oh. Is it in a comic book universe?
It is not.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Okay. It'll make sense once you see it. It's Molly Weasley.
Oh, I should have known.
You should have known.
Okay.
You should have known. Molly Weasley is like the ultimate mom. She kicks butt. She cares and loves her family.
Molly Weasley.
Like she is awesome. She is so cool. The way that she takes care of her kids and the way that she just accepts Harry. You know, she brings Harry in. And maybe I am just on a high right now because I'm rereading all the Harry Potter books right now. Like, whenever Molly Weasley interacts with Harry and just treats him like she does her kids, where she just hugs him. Like poor Harry has grown up in this horrible muggle household. And Mrs. Weasley just brings him in and just gives him a hug. You just, like you feel it. You feel it. And then she can bust out her wand and be a part of the Order of the Phoenix. Like, she is so cool. And she's raised, like, a ton of kids. You know? And yet, you know, she's raised, like, a bunch of prefects and head boys and all this stuff. Like, she is the coolest mom. Right? She was far and away my number one pick. And I can't think of a better mom figure who existed from the first Harry Potter through the last, right? And she's just been awesome. Like every time she shows up, she's doing something cool. Whether it's just being nice to Harry or whether she's busting out the wand and fighting people, and she's just, what else can I say? But I love Molly Weasley. She's awesome. I love all the Weasleys. And Mrs. Weasley is the ultimate mom of all TV and all movies. Far and away my number one. There you go.
There you go. She was on my list when it was only movies.
Okay.
And then
just
I took it
out
off
of
because
curiosity,
I have to.
where was she on your list when you had her on there?
I'll be honest. Before we made the switch, I had names and they were just on a page. I didn't have them ordered or sequenced.
Gotcha.
This is one like a character I think probably in the books that gets a little bit more fleshed out and has a little bit more story to it. But I still haven't seen the last two Harry Potter movies, so I'm just not sure how the story ends. So she hasn't been in very much. But you're absolutely right. Like the way she treats Harry as a part of the family is always very sweet and very touching. And she is a great mom character in a fun movie series. We will have to have an episode, by the way, when I finish those, which should be coming in the next 2 weeks. So
for sure, yeah.
Are you ready for my number one, Brody?
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
Process of elimination. I know what your number one is.
No, but you don't.
No, I do.
Oh no, but you don't.
I do.
You'll see. You ready? You ready for this?
Number one, Charlie. I knew it. Why you got me doubting myself, Charlie?
Wait. Oh, that got cropped. That's supposed to be on one side. It's Malory Archer, and then there's a line, and then there's Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development. And then here you can see this is an episode of Archer, and then there is the stair car from the Bluths.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Arrested Development? You didn't, did you?
No.
Oh, you really need to watch the first 3 seasons of that. Like, I tell you to watch a lot of television.
Yeah.
But there's probably not a television show I've meant that about more than this right here in this moment. Watch Arrested Development, first 3 seasons. Everything else after that, take it or leave it. But the first 3 seasons, watch.
It's one I'd like to watch.
She is Jessica Walter, and she passed away this year. And that one, like, look, that one made me real sad. And not like real sad. And like, she was 80 years old. She lived a wonderful life. But she's just she played these outlandish matriarchs in these television shows where she was not a good mom. But she was so funny, sure. And her line delivery was so on point. And in Arrested Development, she just has this, her every movement is just like genius.
It's the same actress. Is that what?
Same actress?
Okay.
Yeah, one's live action, one's animated, gotcha. And the characters have a lot of similarities between them. It was almost like what if Lucille Bluth ran a spy agency, and then that kind of became the start of the Malory Archer character. But like just the way she winks, like these little subtle gestures. Jessica Walter was just a comedic genius, and I will miss her. And I'm so sad that we're not going to get more of her in future episodes of Archer and future episodes of anything. So in honor of her great career, I give you 2 Jessica Walter, matriarchs, and they are both just like, I think, the spine of these shows. I don't know what they're going to do in Archer. I wonder how they're going to address that. She finished all the vocal recordings for the new season that's going to come out. But then I don't know what they're going to do after that. If they're going to write that into the story, or I don't think they could replace her. So we'll see. Sure. But in Arrested Development, Lucille Bluth just steals every scene that she's in. She is just like, and whether she's manipulating the kids against each other, doing a chicken dance, or she's just hilarious. And Jessica Walter in real life, by the way, nothing like either of these characters. If you just read any interview with her, she is just like the sweetest, nicest human being that you could possibly imagine. And just like kind, and as she described herself, boring. In interviews, but she just was like hilarious on screen. So she will be missed, and these characters are 2 of my all-time favorite, just of any characters, let alone mothers in specific. But Brody, you got to watch Arrested Development. Shame Brody in the comments for having not seen Arrested Development. Too dung.
It's on my list of things to watch. So,
Brody, that was like, I cheated a little bit because that show was in the 90s. I mean, come on, man, it's been around.
Yeah, but
no, it wasn't in the 90s. That was 2000. That was 2000s. I didn't cheat. It was 2003.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
And they had seasons coming out in the 2000s. Heck, season
2003 to 2019 for like 5 seasons.
Season 4 came out in the 2010s or something, didn't it?
Yeah, and there's like 5 total seasons, and the last one was like 2019, I think. So
okay,
it spanned a long time, but not the way most shows do.
Sure.
Well, there you have it, bro.
There you
10 moms.
There it is. Yeah. No,
there it is.
It was good. It's good. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I also had Malory Archer on my list. It was more for the kind of comedic. She's just a great character. Just the way that she kind of runs the company and treats Archer the way that she does. So yeah. I enjoyed her. She was a little bit lower on my list at number 10, but wanted to throw her in there. So
well said, bro. Well, on behalf of Talk Punch and Brody and myself, we just want to wish sincerely all you moms a wonderful Mother's Day. Thank you for everything that you do, and for specifically speaking to our wives here and the mothers of our children. You guys are just absolutely amazing, and thank you for being so patient with us and letting us do this crazy, silly podcast thing together. And to all you moms out there, happy Mother's Day. And to all of those who are watching just for the fun of watching, thank you for sticking around, because you got to see Brody almost throw up live. That would have been amazing.
Normally,
I'm not going to tell Brody when.
Normally it's not throw up, but it is like a very visceral gag. So
before the end of the year, we are going to get Brody to throw up on one of these.
Please don't.
I'm not going to tell him which episode. I'm not going to do it every episode, bro. But one of these episodes before the end of the year, we're going to get you to throw up. We're going to do it for the people, Brody. It's what all the moms out there want. They want to see you throw up.
Honestly, the combination of that picture along with the idea of all the hair that's in the shower is really...
You're going to make yourself throw up. Don't talk about it.
It's a really bad combination. It's a bad combination because I really
we'll get you, bro.
I really don't like that picture. It's a really bad picture. I hate when you put it up. It's just the way that it's drawn. Both of them are gross. It looks, I can't do it. You bring it up and I'm just like, ugh, God, that picture is so bad.
Right, and we'll put this one up instead.
And then you've added the shower hair on top of that. Yeah, there you go. This is
a better one.
Beard.
Right?
It's a lot of beard.
It's a lot of beard. It's a beautiful beard, Brody. All right. Well, anything you want to say to the peeps? Check out our website. Make sure you click on some future videos if you'd like to see some more of this zaniness. Let us know below if you think I look better with thicker eyebrows like this. Maybe a little beard action. A little.
You look like Tom
Brody likes
Cruise.
These too.
You look like Tom Cruise.
I don't think that's like these are like Eugene Levy eyebrows. I'm not sure what.
No, he looks like
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Yep.
No, they look like Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise eyebrows. All right. I'll darken them.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. Now you get a little like Tony Stark, like comic books Tony Stark in there.
Well, thanks for tuning in. On behalf of Brody and myself, I want to say thank you for watching. It means a lot to us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell for future videos.
Just in case I push publish too early and the video comes out earlier than 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, you want to have that notification bell so that you'll be notified on Monday night, like last week.
Yes. Excellent. We'll see you next time.
All right. Well,
let's end it with something really gross. Ready?
Oh gosh.
Hogan.
Oh man. All right, I'm turning it off. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Oh boy.